Good morning, my gorgeous, beautiful friends. I hope you're all well, happy and healthy. Thank you so much for all the private messages that you sent me last night and yesterday. They were really, really lovely about our little talk yesterday. Obviously, it made people think of different things that had touched them in their lives. So thank you so much for those. My word of today is language. And I'm thinking about psychologist Tim Lomas. He goes around the world. I suppose maybe in books rather than travelling around the world. I don't know, maybe he does both. And he explores untranslatable words. So things that in another language don't mean anything. And it kind of got me thinking about our lives, really, because often when I'm sitting with somebody and they say that they're feeling angry or cross or stressed, I need to check out what that actually means for them. And sometimes what I think it means is really not the case. And we all have to do that in all different situations and areas of our lives. If somebody says something to us, sometimes we need to check out the language that they're using and that it means the same for them as it does us, because often it really doesn't. And it just makes me think of times when people get into arguments or discussions because they're meaning the same thing but just using different language. We're all brought up in different families, and some of our families use colourful language like people would classify as swear words, and some people use academic language. And when I went to university, quite a lot of the language that was used was way above my head, really above my head. And I felt a bit thick, really, basically, because I didn't know what the words meant. But basically, it's just going back to the books and picking them out and learning about them and using them. But what I did try to do is I tried to bring it back into my work. And quickly I realised that didn't work. You can't use language that it doesn't sit with you. If the words don't sit with you, then they're not your words. And sometimes we're using words that we kind of pretend to be somebody that we're not being authentic. So if our language is colourful and we want to swear and want to use these words, well, I don't see a problem with that. I suppose what I see a problem with is how we use the language, and whether the tone of it and the meaning of it, whether it's swearing or in an aggressive way or using academic words that are there to put people down. So I guess how we use our language is really, really important, more than the words that we use, maybe. That's my thoughts anyway. And I'm thinking about the words that I love, like zest. Isn't that a gorgeous word? Zest. And for me, it kind of evokes a joy of living and happiness and just going out there and doing it. And then other words like that Tim Lomas said, Mudita. I think I'm pronouncing it right, but I don't care if I'm not. And that means joy for somebody else. And that means that you're feeling Mudita. It means that you're feeling a joy vicariously for somebody else. Now that was a big word. But yeah, and I just love that word, mudita, because that just kind of sums up that peace and happiness and love for somebody when they've experienced something joyful and that you feel that same joy for them. So what are the words that you love that perhaps aren't everyday language? Sometimes in families and friends we have our own little made-up words. So share some of your words and let's think about all our gorgeous words in our language and in every language throughout the world, and let's share some of our words. Bye.